The goal is to flip computers online until I'm able to buy a house. This is the latest flip, very beautiful. It's a HP X2 1012 G2 Touch. It's flawless. If you can take a look, I'm just going to take out the charger so that you can actually take a look at it. It's absolutely flawless. There's no sign of use, and this is exactly what you should be flipping. If you are still flipping only gaming PCs, thinking that you can actually make banks with only flipping gaming PCs, you better watch this video here, because I actually broke down the reason why you cannot just only flip gaming PCs. If you're thinking of making a lot of money from doing this, you have to look at selling small form factor PCs, pre-built PCs, regular PCs, laptops, iPads, phones, everything that you can actually lay your hands on. The game is you have to lay your hands on as many hardwares as you can so that you can actually make a lot of money doing this. If you're limiting yourself only to selling gaming PCs, yes, you're ultimately going to flip a gaming PC after a very long time, perhaps 2-3 months, and then you just make, say, 40-50 euros. But if you concentrate your effort in flipping stuff like this, you're definitely not going to regret it. There's a lot of money to be made in these areas. This is a particular example of what people are looking for. You see, not everybody wants a gaming PC. Don't be deceived. If you go onto YouTube, it actually looks like a lot of people want gaming PCs. Believe me, situations right now in the world doesn't really encourage everybody to play games, but people are constantly on their iPad. People are constantly on their mini PCs. People are looking for jobs. People are looking for how to make money. People are looking for ways to just generate a lot of money different from working a regular job, and everybody does that through having a PC. If you want to focus more on selling gaming PCs, you're definitely going to make money, but not a lot of money as compared to this. If you can lay your hands on about 50 pieces of something like this, 20 pieces, doesn't matter, even 10 pieces of something like this, you're going to be smiling to the bank as soon as possible. This is a typical example of what people are looking for. This is a PC that comes with the original factory fitted keyboard. There's a camera, there's a full HD display, pretty decent. There's absolutely no signs of use, because signs of use, believe me, it's a turn off to a lot of buyers. They want to buy stuff, they want to be sure that as soon as they receive it, it's going to be in a pretty much original condition. Take a look at the back of it, take a look at the front of it. It's absolutely clean. Everything looks like it just came directly from the factory. Stay away from items that have a lot of signs of use. Yes, they might come at a very good price, but there's always a catch to it. You see, it's going to come at a very good price. You buy it, you are smiling, thinking that you can flip it. But as soon as you bring it to the market is definitely going to say, no, we don't want this item because there are too many signs of use on this item. We want this item, we want this tablet, we want this PC, we want whatever it is that Hardwareflipper is selling, because his items are in a very good condition. They don't come with annoying signs of use that make you want to wonder if this is actually an item that was used in an office environment or a hardware that was actually used to play football. This is an example of a hardware that has been used in an office environment. It's excellent. It's in very, very good condition. It has a USB-C port right here and a USB 3.0 port. I'm not so sure. I have to just check that one more time. And the battery in itself can still hold up pretty much longer than 30 minutes, because a lot of the hardware that you tend to see, they just tell you up front that, look, we are selling this hardware, we're not selling the battery, because everybody knows that sometimes the batteries of these things, when you find them in use condition, the batteries are kind of worn out. But this particular battery can still boast of a lot of hours depending on what you are actually doing with it. It's a very beautiful PC. It's sold for 219 euros, and then I have made more money. Yes, we are still a long way from the goal, which is to flip stuff online until I'm able to buy a house, but slowly and steady, I'm definitely going to get to my destination. There's a lot of money to be made here. Not only tablets like this, there's a lot of money to be made selling monitors. There's a lot of money to be made flipping computers. There's a lot of money to be made flipping computer accessories. And this is exactly what I intend to show you on this channel, that yes, gone are the days where you need to be looking for the next place to make money. If you decide to focus your effort looking at this kind of stuff, looking for where you can actually get decent hardware like this, you can actually flip them for profit. The beautiful thing about this kind of hardware is that this hardware doesn't take long to sell. These are branded products, and sometimes you list them today, it says tomorrow. This took about 3 weeks to sell. There was a reason for it, because the reason is that I wanted to make the highest possible profit on this. Ideally, the idea is just to get this item from point A, put it on the platform, quickly flip them and get out your money. This was in a very excellent condition. It's actually touch screen. If you look at it, this is touch screen directly. You can actually touch the screen, and because of this, I actually waited so long to sell it, because I wanted to make the best profit that was possible. I didn't just want to throw it away into the market. A lot of the versions you have out there in the market are not touch screen, but this is a particularly interesting model. It's touch screen, and pretty much a lot of people want to have the touchscreen version. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it. First, give it a decent clean. Normally, a lot of you guys have complained that I shouldn't use glass cleaner to clean my stuff, but in this particular occasion, I'm just going to make an exception because it's not so dirty. I'm just going to wipe it to give it that extra fresh smell so that if the buyer receives it, he or she will be able to say, thank you, Hardwareflipper. This is a very good product you have sent me. See, it's one thing to have this kind of product. It's another thing to also make sure that you are packing it properly for shipping. Otherwise, you're going to have this kind of product, you're going to send it to the buyer, and then you're going to be disappointed if the item arrives at the buyer's destination in a very bad condition. And the beautiful thing about this channel is that you're going to be learning first not only how you can actually flip stuff, but you're also going to be learning how you can actually pack your stuff so that you do not have a situation where you suffer losses because your items are being destroyed on their ways to the buyer's address. So I'm automatically going to show you exactly how I will pack this. First things first, I'm going to get bubble wraps to make sure that this hardware is completely bubble wrapped. This is the first way to protect this thing. So I'm just going to go ahead, grab my bubble wrap. So if you look at what I've done, I've actually been very generous with my bubble wraps. I didn't only use one layer of bubble wraps for something like this. This item, don't forget, it's sold for 219 euros. So you want to be as generous as you can with your bubble wrap. Don't just use one layer. If possible, wrap it as much as you can. Give it extra tons such that if this thing were to fall down, there is absolutely no way the content is going to be destroyed, and this is exactly what you want to do. A long time ago, I tried to flip stuff online. I was so not seasoned when it comes to packaging items that I paid dearly for it. I lost a lot of money trying to send heavy items like a bulky tower PC, workstations. Because I wasn't really packing it properly, I just lost money because the item arrived destroyed, and nobody wants to buy an item that is destroyed. But it took me many years of doing this to realize that, look, the first form of protection is just to get a very good, decent bubble wrap, because it's going to minimize any form of impact on the hardware that you are packing as much as possible. So please don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Get decent and quality packaging materials like a bubble wrap, because it's going to ultimately save you a lot of stress when it comes to transporting this hardware to the buyer. So the next thing you want to get a very good quality carton like this. It's double wall carton. This is not single wall. If you can take a look, just show you again on camera. If you use single wall cartons to pack something like this, you stand the risk of destroying this item before it gets delivered. This is also another area where you want to be generous. Spend some money. Don't forget, this buyer actually paid 219 euros for this hardware. It makes no sense for me to be trying to save 2 euros just to save on cartons. Go ahead and buy the best carton that you can. Make sure it's a double wall carton so that if anything was to hit this thing during transport, like this, doesn't matter if it's from this side or from this side, the item inside has no reason being destroyed. This is what you want to do. If you want to make this a business, if you're talking about building a responsible business, a business that can stand the test of time, just make sure to do the right things from the onset, which is getting good quality bubble wraps as well as getting good cartons for this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the hardware and just put it inside. Actually, before putting it inside, I'll actually try to get some packaging papers, put it on the bottom of the carton so as to form a good base for the hardware. So right here are packaging papers. Like I said, guys, it makes sense. Just going to throw that in before putting my hardware. You see, the buyer has not just bought this, he also bought the charger. So when you are packing these items, don't forget to include every accessory that the buyer had paid for. The charger is a fundamental part of this package, and if any attempt for me to forget packing it, the buyer is going to receive it and without thinking, it's going to write you an email which you don't want to see. Where is my charger? That's the heading of the email, and the buyer wants to receive everything that he or she has paid for. So the charger is right here. I'm going to grab it. There are some packages I received, they just throw this thing directly like this. The risk of doing that is that if this carton is closed like this and the buyer wants to open it, if the buyer has a knife or any other sharp object, there's the possibility that when trying to open this package, the buyer can destroy this cable. So that is the reason why when you want to keep your charger into the packet, always make sure you keep it in a very good condition. The thing I normally do is just to make sure I wrap it up like that. And not only that you are protecting this charger in itself, you are also presenting this hardware in a very, very good condition. Don't forget, we are not actually looking for people that will just buy our hardwares one-off, like one-off buyers. We want people that will buy these things, and in the future, if they have needs to ever change their hardware to buy a new computer or a new laptop, they will come looking for your shop. So this is exactly how it should look. If you have done this like this, then you can easily pretty much put it inside the package just like that. So before I will close it, first of all, I'm going to add the invoice just to be sure that the transaction is highly compliant. I haven't done that. I'm going to go ahead, include some more packaging paper just like that, so that you see, sometimes you can actually shake it to see if you still can feel some movement. What you can do is just to add more packaging paper, which I'm just going to do like that, and perhaps one more. So in this way, there's definitely no reason for this packet inside to begin to dance all around the packet. So thereafter, I'm going to take my sellotape and just close the package just like that. All right. So this is exactly what you do if you want to make a lot of money flipping PCs, laptop, gaming PCs, whatever online. This is how you do it to ensure that you make money. Don't get it twisted, guys. This is a business, and all the aspects of a business has to be carried out, which is you have to go sourcing, which is getting the items to sell. You have to create a very decent offer, which is getting pictures of the items that you've sourced, placing them on a responsible platform or even on your website. You have to actually sell them. Sometimes you have to do marketing. You have to mark down your price. You have to run promotions. You have to run special discounts. And thereafter, when the item sells, you have to fulfill it. This is the components of this business. And it takes a lot of effort to do this, but the more seasoned you are, which is the more you keep doing it over and over and again, you are ultimately going to get better. When I started, I was pretty much a novice just like you. I knew absolutely nothing how to even go about getting items to sell. Even when items sold, I was suddenly faced with the fact that, oh, an item has sold, how do I pack it? And even when I had packed it, I even had no idea of how best to present the item to the buyer. All this actually came from me getting myself seasoned and putting in the reps, which is doing it over and over and over and again. And if you decide to put in the work, you are ultimately going to make a lot of money selling used computers and other stuffs online. I hope this video helps you. If it does, go ahead and click on the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, peace.